Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Fulk, and I'm the Assistant Department Head and the Director of Internships for Construction Engineering and Management. We appreciate you taking time today to watch our video. I've got some guests with me today that we're going to talk about our program. You're going to be able to see that in the College of Engineering, there's an amazing program that is student-centered and engaged with our young people, but also we're deeply tied to our industry. So let's get started. As I touched on, we're construction engineering. We are a smaller program of about 120 to 130 students, and so we have the opportunity to work with young people and with industry. And so it's important for you to know about that before we get started. For us, and why your experience matters is because we want to build upon industry relations and all the great things that you're passionate about already. We're a program that's built on hands-on experience. Experiential learning tied to our industry is key. And so what we want to do today is be able to build for you an option that maybe you weren't aware of before you came to Purdue. We understand, and I, as a graduate of our program, understand what you're going through right now. Okay, it's a tough time. You feel like a lot of decisions have to be made and made in a fast time frame. But the reality of it is, be confident in yourself that you're being put in a position where you'll make a sound decision for your life. But I want to just give you a little safeguard, okay? And I think it's always good to understand these little safeguards that we have in life. You're at Purdue University to start with, okay? You're going to be a Purdue engineer. And if anything, regardless of the major that you decide as you go through this time frame of selection, if you can keep those two things in mind, that you are a Purdue University engineer, you'll be successful regardless the rest of your life, because it's transferable and people hold us in high regard. And so as you go through the process, definitely explore. Don't feel pressured. Make sure that the timing is yours. You involve the necessary entities that help establish your decision-making process, okay? And know what's important to you. We want you to make the right choice. We would love to be a part of that, but we want to encourage you to understand that at the end of the day, you're a Purdue University engineer. And so what to expect today, we're going to cover a handful of things that hopefully help you become informed. And we're going to talk about 6 questions that you should be exploring that'll help you develop your success. Okay. So to start off with, when it's referring to us, what is construction engineering? Well, construction engineers basically have the opportunity to work in the life cycle of any type of project. We can design, we can execute the projects. We've been developed based off of industry needs in an opportunity to be successful throughout the life cycle. And our unique curriculum, which requires 3 internships, and we'll discuss that here in a little bit, also has a blend of engineering and management courses. Okay, you'll be able to take courses out of the Daniel School of Business, as well as our management courses and our engineering courses that have a significant element of structural engineering in them. Because it's important for us to understand how things are or will stand. So how can I make an impact? That should be a question that you ask of yourself regardless. And there's a lot of topics on that front as you mull over your decisions. I myself wanted to help people, okay? And I wasn't going to be a doctor, but could I have built a hospital? Absolutely. I have opportunities in my own profession to be able to make a difference for young people and for our community as a whole as a result of what we can take to the table. And we can take our passion, all right? So, you can see here, build communities, establish infrastructure to make things go, design a sustainable future. All of those are things that we can be a part of in the construction engineering profession. And I think it's important today, as a young person needs to be informed, that there are a ton of buzzwords out there. There's a lot of initiatives out there. We are still a part of that, regardless of maybe stereotypes associated with construction. We are able to infuse ourselves at any portion of the project lifecycle, whether that's at the concept or at the execution, the build, or the oversight of the built facility. So what roles can I fill? You got to get into industry a little bit to figure that out, what you can do. And, you can try to label what your roles might be. We believe that the internship program, so that's probably the second or third time I touched on that, and we will go into that in more detail. The internship program we have developed with industry puts you out there in project simulation in the real world so that you are exposed to so many things that we can't even teach you in the classroom. And what I mean is, from a teaching perspective, we can't tell you what all the professional trajectory or routes or paths or highway lanes that you can be in, okay? But you can be an owner and developer. A lot of people come to me and they say, I want to be an owner, I want to be a business owner, I want to make a difference that way. Absolutely. You're going to have the training. Running a project is a business in its own right. It might be at a small or a large scale, but it's transferable. And as you can see here, there's other buzzwords that you can pick up on and be a part of. I like our influencer one there. We are or have started our own podcast in the program, so shout out to the Little Hammers. And that's something that our students have taken on and really been leaders. And what I started this whole thing out about, we're about our young people, our students, and that's why we have some with us today. They saw an opportunity and we encouraged them to take it. All right, so what markets could I work in? Anything. When you step out of your house, or even when you get up in the morning and you just look around, you have a built home. You've got all the infrastructure that goes into that for you to be able to live in that home and get to it. That's transportation infrastructure, as I've already touched on, healthcare. There's the commercial and industrial side. You might go to the movie theater. You might like to go to plays. That kind of leads into the entertainment side. We have a place in all of these markets and then some, as we put you in a position in your internships to see the different opportunities out there. And we hope that we're there to guide you for a career that you'll be proud of. So what are the benefits of construction engineering? When you look at our curriculum and how we conduct our business on campus, we're very hands-on. Experiential learning is woven into the fabric of what we do. So we require 3 internships. Our young people are on the lookout while they're on their internships for, how does what I'm working on translate into the things that I'm learning in the classroom. That gives them a real balanced perspective on their career path opportunity. One of our students here in a minute that I'll introduce, the hands-on. Our capstone is a year-long course, and it has an execution phase. And I won't steal any thunder on that because I believe the student will talk about that. But it's a great opportunity at a major university to be able to do something that we do. We have a strong one-on-one mentorship, whether that's with students and yourself, if you choose our program, whether that's with our staff and our faculty, or whether that's with industry as well. We have a program that's established for the summer for our young women in the program that's called WINK. And WINK allows our young people to have a connection with a pure female that's in industry, that's well established, that can give them perspective about their work experience. And there's many other layers when it comes to the mentorship, but we're deeply committed to that. You get 3 career-ready paid internships. They're paid. Now, we say internships, historically, that's summer. We can do that at any point in time, any semester, whatever it may be. And can firmly stand on 2 feet and say we've had 100% job placement since the inception of our program. And it's because of the 3 work experiences that you get, the experiential learning that's woven into our curriculum. And currently, our starting salaries are averaging about $75,000. And that's all based off a national perspective. different regions are going to be a little different. But when you look at it as a whole, and our young people currently are coming out, and that's the average, that's a pretty handsome starting salary for young people to make a living and to do things that they're passionate about. So what is required of you? Bottom line is complete the internships, come to class, be engaged, and have a lot of fun. Okay? There's days where you question, but we're going to be there. We want to be a part of this experience for you because it is about having fun. Because if you're not getting any better as a person and as a professional. Okay. So with that being stated, I'd like to take a minute, 2 minutes actually for you, and I'd like for you to watch a video that was commissioned by our industry.
Stuck in an office, slow and monotonous, not challenging, behind the times. Forget the old stereotypes of construction and see where the future is heading. Innovation and advancements in technology are all around us. Purdue's construction engineering and management degree not only embraces these new, forward-thinking trends and innovations, but it throws you right in the middle of the action. Purdue students have the opportunity to work for local family-owned firms to global firms to specialty firms in the construction industry. With a personal, hands-on environment Purdue immerses you. Mobile technology, robots and automation, prefabrication and modularization, augmented reality like construction applications for Google Glass, 3D printing, the list goes on and on of these cool tools we get to use every day. The student of today will be realizing these technologies as they transform from academia to professional practice, putting you in position to excel in your career. From building skyscrapers to stadiums, chemical facilities to transportation, wind farms to museums, bridges to airports, roads to electric generation, hotels to hospitals. The landscape of our country is your playground. Purdue's top-notch job placement starts your career with large to small companies with an alumni that's connected around the globe. Purdue's Construction Engineering and Management School has a track record of placing 100% of our students by graduation. Join our team now to become part of our family with a connection to the future. Start building your career and shaping how we work, live, and play. What do you want to build?
So it's a pretty awesome video relative to what you can expect in our program and our industry. And one of the things that kind of jumped out at me is that it mentioned 3D printing, and we're doing that in our capstone class with concrete. More to learn about that in the future, but what I'd like to do now is I'd like to hand it off to one of our students to give you some perspective of their experience.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carly Wilkerson, and I'm currently a sophomore in CEM. Over the summer, I was given the opportunity to work with a building company called F.A. Wilhelm Construction. I started my internship approximately 2 weeks after my freshman year ended, and the way that I obtained this internship was with guidance from our CEM advisors to be able to show us how we can keep in contact with different companies and how we can manage ourselves throughout the interview process to obtain the internship we would like to do. Over the summer, I was sent to their Indianapolis project, which was a large IU Health Hospital project, and it was built from the ground up. It was currently at the ground state level, so we had just finished building our basement. The basement also contained 2 tunnels that connected the IU Health Hospital to old IU Health hospitals that were found within Indianapolis itself. These tunnels were definitely very innovative for the project, and they allowed for robots to be able to transfer things such as medicine and blood or urine samples to other parts of the hospital, so that way they could do testing for these. Over the course of my summer, in the 2 months that I was there, the project grew from the basement to almost 2 stories of concrete infrastructure. The first week that I was there, I was given a safety briefing, and I was shown around with our safety team on the site for about a week before I could actually begin my work. Then I was transferred into the office where I was shown how to do things such as transmittals, submittals, and other paperwork that had to do with our overall contract. The project was also a joint venture which I found very interesting because it was between two companies that merged into one to be able to build this incredible hospital. One thing that I extremely enjoyed about my project is that I was given one mentor who showed me exactly how to do everything when I had a problem and who I could turn to with every question. I would assume that almost every internship you're given a mentor exactly like this, which is something that's definitely inspiring because you can see your future with these mentors. I was also given a woman in construction mentor through our Women in Construction program who I could reach out to if I had a problem that I didn't want to bring to my advisors. I was also kept in contact with our advisors through the CEM program to be able to bring with them problems that I thought would not be appropriate to bring to my advisors at F.A. Wilhelm. I'm happy to say that I will be returning to F.A. Wilhelm in the summer to work in their office to be able to better understand procurement and how contracts exactly work when we're trying to get combined with another company, just as that was a curious question that I had when I was working on my joint venture. I would also like to add that during our joint venture project, I was given the opportunity to work with both companies and also different types of our groups that we had on site, such as our safety group, our BIM group, our MEP group, and also our construction management team. I'm very excited to be able to continue my work with them, and thank you for your time.
Great job, Carly. Super impressive. One of our sophomores that has shown a lot of leadership, and she didn't touch on that, but she's a part of our Beta Tau honor fraternity, and she also is a part of our Women in Construction initiative. And Carly's just done a really good job, and our young people, I think, sell it. Carly mentioned in her experience that she stayed in contact with us throughout the summer. And I think that's important to know, is that although 3 internships or 3 work experiences are required, we stay engaged at all times with our young people. Part of my job and my staff is that we travel throughout the summer to visit with young people and see how they're doing. So some frequently asked questions of us in our program. What's the difference between civil and construction? We both operate in the same space. We have same career paths. But as it stands today, 2 different curriculums. The civil engineering program has the ability to select transportation, geotech, and disciplines of that nature, whereas we focus in on the business and the construction engineering blend. The other piece that I think is unique is our size. Being at a major university, we're 120 to 130 students currently, with a goal of expansion to 200 students in the next 5 years. But in all of that, there's a family atmosphere that's created as a result. And going back to curriculum, our internship program is a requirement of the curriculum, so that sets us apart. But there's a lot of similarities. And so that's a great question that we get every year. So in summation, size and our internship, our experiential learning. Another question we get a lot is, how can I, as a freshman, get an internship? And Carly's, proof of that. We put over 52 students to work last summer. We have capacity for more, and we do that each year. And the goal is that historically, and our next guest in a few minutes will be able to be a testament to that, but historically what we see is our young people will work with the same company for their 3 work experiences, because you get more and more growth in that kind of environment. Okay. And then we get a lot of questions about how many internships and what locations. Well, as I touched on it a moment ago, we were able to put the over 50 freshmen out last year. And here's an example over the last 2 years where our young people have worked all across the country. The types of projects, the locations, both in cities and towns and rural communities, we have an opportunity to make a significant impact. And so when you ask how many and where, hopefully that gets you a pretty good idea. All right, so I'd like to hand it off next to one of our seniors.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Wasierski. I'm a current senior in the program. I'll be leaving Purdue in just a couple weeks here, heading out into the industry. And as Brandon said earlier, one key thing about our program is that industry development. As I leave in a couple of weeks, I already have 40 weeks of internship experience under my belt. And when I say internship experience, that doesn't mean I'm just sitting there writing papers. That's me out in the field, working as a full-time employee, getting that experience needed so that when I head out into the real world, I am already ready to go. I'm locked and loaded for my future to be successful. All three of these internships that I did were completed with Holder Construction, a general contractor based out of Atlanta, Georgia, but works nationwide. I've had the opportunity to work on the pre-construction side of things, which is everything that happens before a job gets actually out into the ground. What that means is a lot of estimating, trade procurement, contract writing, the nuts and bolts of what makes a project successful. From that, I was able to jump into 3 different field experiences, one at Denver International Airport, and then 2 at data centers in the Northern Virginia area, where I was able to get out in the field, get my hands dirty, and see what it means for a construction project to be built. I've seen the structural side of a building going up, placing precast, basically giant Legos of cranes. It's super cool, to the actual commissioning of a project, getting all the mechanical systems up and running, and seeing what it means to get a building turned over to the owner. I will be returning to Holder full-time in just a couple of weeks here, where I will start my career with them and be building even bigger and better projects. I haven't spent all my time in West Lafayette. I was able to have the experience to go over to New Zealand and study abroad there, where I was able to become integrated within their programs over there, learning about civil engineering, learning about some of what makes construction happen internationally as well, and seeing what the differences are between international construction and construction back here, as well as just being able to have a great time in a different country, which is always a plus. The other super cool thing that I'm involved with right now is our senior capstone project. Senior design is very different from in CEM compared to other degrees. We actually go out and build something. We spent all of last fall designing a project, and this spring what we are doing is we're going out and getting our hands dirty. We're putting our gloves on, we're putting our hard hats on, our vests, and we're getting out and we're building a project, which is super cool to be able to build something that you designed. And also, you're working with your friends, you're working with your peers, you're seeing what it looks like to build a project with people you know. It's super fun, and it's a great experience that you wouldn't see really anywhere else. So to be able to have that opportunity and to be the leader of that project has been something that I've been extremely grateful for, because again, it just gets me a wonderful experience before I head out in the industry and I leave here as a well-rounded student.
Outstanding, Josh. We appreciate you taking time to be with us today. As he touches on the capstone course, it's really a labor of love for us as students and faculty, as we've worked really hard to create this great experience. And Josh has been, a really good leader. And what we also see in that, the simulation where the students have the autonomy to design and execute, leadership comes in so many different modes. We have leaders that are vocal and we have others that lead by example, whether it's safety, modeling, being able to say, hey, that's not right, we need to do something differently, or just their sheer effort. And as a group, our whole team is doing that. So in review of our program, the construction engineering program, really a few things to keep in mind. Don't rush into anything. Make sure that you're taking the time to evaluate, but that safeguard. You're at Purdue University, you're an engineer when you leave this place. That is really a testament to you, your family, and our community here. So keep that in mind. So it shouldn't be any pressure. We are here to help you be successful. We hope you choose us. You have an opportunity to have a hands-on experience to really get that immersed into your technical, academic exposure that you get in the classroom. You'll have 3 career-ready internships, 100% job placement, and as you can see, a lucrative career path that's already starting you out about $75,000 at this time in 2024 as a average salary. So with that, we'd be happy for you to connect with us. My information is here. By all means, don't hesitate to drop me an email, give me a call. As we started this whole program out, we're here for you and industry, but students are number one. We're student-centered. We're here to be transformational, and we would love to have you be a part of our program. Thank you for your time.